LooneyFarmGuy here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I test tractors on Farming Simulator 22. Now I do these tests on a PS5 and the map I use is Georgia Farms. Typically for testing tractors, I test all tractors that appear on the in-game mod hub. And I'm going to show you my methods. Now, for the purpose of this test, I'm using base game tractors, and the tractors I will be using is this in one of each type: small, medium, and large. The small tractor I'm going to be using is the Farm LC series, which has been a recent addition. And typically, I will go in here first to show or to find out to see what all the different options are: engine options, tire options. Each tire option, I will see if there's anything interesting or unusual in the in each brand. Front mounting, usually I won't. If there is an option, I'll go with a weight, just because usually a weight on the front will help the pulling capacity or the pulling power of the tractor. If it only comes with a 3-point link, I'll leave it as is. Usually I'll just slap on the front loader to show that it does have an option for that. And that's about it. If it's only one tractor, I might take I might go in and buy just the base model, and then buy another model with all the extra attachments and everything to just kind of give it a spread out the give it a test of the base model and a larger model. However, in this case, I have just bought one of each. The next one, the medium tractor I have chosen, is the Dutz, and it is this one here. Yes, this one here, and it only has one engine, and it doesn't have a option to put a weight or anything on the front, but I did go with duals to give it the extra dual wheel power. So some tractors have a lot of options and some tractors don't. Typically the base model tractors don't have a whole lot of options. So this is keeping this video quite simple. Large tractor, as you can see in front of you, it's the John Deere 4-track 9RX. And that one does have an option for 670 horsepower. And then some tractors have, engine and transmission options, and if they have maybe a manual and an automatic or CVT, I might pick one of each to see if those work differently, because CVT transmissions do work differently than manual transmissions as a rule, and sometimes the manual transmissions and even the CVT transmissions don't. Well, they never work the same as each, so it does present different performance challenges, shall we say. All right. So then what's the next step? The next step is to find something for them to use and work in the field. If you're wondering my map setup for this, you'll find both maps I use in testing in my introduction video. If you want to see all the details and know all the different mods I use as a standard installment of the map, you can go take a look at that. But for this video, we're going to be using this. Let's get our help windows on here so you can see what we got. We got the Apego Maratona MG300. What is that? Well, that is a disc harrow. And this disc harrow is rated at 120 horsepower, and this tractor topped out at 117. So then what I would do, I would get it and attach it. Now, this had the front weight option, remember? So if I do have a tractor that doesn't have a front weight option, or it just has a 3-point link, I would put a weight on the front if there was something that was too heavy on the back for it, because this is a 3-point link attached, and some of them get quite heavy depending on what I'm trying to put on there. So if it is a bit heavy, I'll put a weight on the front, or if it doesn't have an option, some small tractors or tractors don't even have a weight or anything to attach to the front. So then I'll try to find something I can pull that's not going to put an enormous amount of weight on the back to handicap it. So here is basically, I set a worker off to do his thing, and I let him go. I kind of take a look at it, see if it gets up to speed. And see, this one, he's having a little struggle. He's struggling a little bit actually with finding, as you can see, what I tell you about manual transmissions, sometimes it takes a bit for the I'm going to say call the computer to find a happy place where it's going to be going, and in this case it took him a couple of tries and found it. Then I take a look at the turnaround. How does the AI turn around the tractor? Is he having problems? Is the is he searching around? Does he do a lot of maneuvers trying to find the right way to line up? Does he overlap a lot when he puts the implement down? I try, if at all possible. Again, he's having a little trouble finding the right gear. So this is what I mean about the difference between a CVT and a manual transmission. Now, my settings for testing tractors is always automatic, because I find the manual, the shifting gears manually with a console controller is really not, well, aside from being not fun, it's complicated. And but I will, and I have on occasion, if I find that a tractor is really not liking the automatic setting on the in-game, and if you're wondering what that is, those are going to be found in, I believe, hold on. So if you want to know what I'm talking about automatic or manual gear shift mode, it's under General Settings, Input Controls, and down here, Gear Shift Mode. Automatic or manual. Automatic means even if the tractor is, or vehicle of any kind is a manual transmission, it will, the computer will shift it for you, or pick the right gear or whatever, as if it was automatic. But it's still, the transmission itself is still manual. If I switch it to manual, I have to physically press a button on my controller to shift up or down, or to change the gear ratio and so forth. So I do all my tests with automatic as a setting, as I do believe most people that play on console have it set like that, because a console controller just doesn't have enough buttons to really to really, yeah, there's just too many conflicting buttons. So anyways, the next, so again, with the medium tractor, in this case, this is a 247 horsepower. In this case, I did manage to find a subsoiler at 250 horsepower, which is very close to this. And I don't always, I try not to put something too big on a tractor or overload it. To be fair, if a tractor is rated at a certain horsepower, then I try to respect that And if it has trouble with that particular piece of equipment, I might switch to a different kind of equipment to see if it's just that type of implement. But anyways, so I do play around with it a little, trying to find something that is a fair test to the tractor, and of course taking note of the maximum speed of the implement. In this case, this is going to be 7 miles per hour. So, but this is a CVT transmission, and notice that it's not shifting gears or trying to find a gear. It just settles in into an RPM that it likes, and then of course watch what it does when it turns around. So these are two 3-point link type equipment attachment. So if we move on over to our largest piece, now when we get into the really big tractors with the really big horsepower, there's not a whole lot of high horsepower equipment in base games. So what I do, the biggest is the Kinsey Mock Till, and that is a disc harrow rated at over here, rated at 615 horsepower. So that's pretty much the biggest, the largest horsepower requirement for any base game piece of equipment. And it is obviously, as you can see here, a hitch type attachment, and it does have an 11 mile per hour top speed. So again, I hire a worker, come up to an area where it's going to be happy, and let it go. And with articulating tractors, they're particularly how should I say? There's a lot of things going on with an articulated tractor when it's pulling a big piece of equipment. And so I usually try to really watch for what it does when it turns around. Does it take a really big area? Does it do a lot of going back and forth and wiggling around and trying to figure out, is it trying to turn too sharply? Like this one's is on the verge of but actually this one, quite efficient, actually turned around and did quite nicely, didn't miss any spots. It's not, this one is a manual transmission, as you can see. Either it's a power shift or whatever, but it has gears, 15th gear, 11 miles per hour. Looks like he's happy there. And a nice RPM for him, that he's not struggling or anything. And that's about it. That's and if a problem arises, something happens or whatever, I try a few other things to see if it's maybe the piece of equipment that I have chosen for it to work, or things like that. So I often, if I have time, depending on how many mods there are that day and so forth, and if I don't find any problems with it like these, and they don't exhibit anything really. This guy showed a little bit. Surprisingly, I did test this one when it came out. I do have a video actually on this one, I do believe, as it was really technically a new tractor to the game and not original to the game, even though it's something that Giants have added. So anyways, that is really pretty much a detailed explanation and a demonstration of how I test tractors. Now, of course, if tractors have a lot of different options and so forth, I try to implement those in the test to make sure they work, or how they work. Another goal of these videos is not just to test them, but to show if there's a feature in the tractor that maybe is needs to be explained how it works or demonstrated, I try to do that. So there you go. That is how I test tractors on Farming Simulator 22. Thank you all for watching, and remember, it's only a game, so till the next one, bye for now.